Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Wheatfields Contention Public match for you. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, server pop, right now it is 2:15 with an imbalance of 4 towards the CSA side. Confederates have 16 on artillery while the Union have 10, so that imbalance turns into a two-man infantry imbalance for the Union side. So, here we are with contention. So there's a bunch of random flagpoles on the map. One is chosen at random, as is the point in front of us. That is the chosen point. Each team is trying to fight and capture it by raising their flag. If they do that, they have to hold it for 7 minutes. If they do that, then they knock their opponent down a whole morale stage, and a new point is chosen at random. Obviously, the other team can contest that point and decap it and raise their flag. So, forgot to mention, officers for today for CSA side, you have Gypsy, you have Play with Ben, IV, you have Lassica, you have Exinity. These are a bunch of new officers, interesting. And then for the artillery, you have Ski. Meanwhile, in Union, you have Arthur Salem, Reb Pineapple, Owens, Viceroy Texas, and then for the artillery, you have Caramon V. So the sides are flipped from what they historically are. So normally Union spawns over there, and CSA will spawn over here for both skirmish and the contention conquest mode. However, today it's different. They're flipped sides. Generally, I would say CSA have the jump to this point, because they normally do on Conquest, but since Union spawned on that side, I would say Union get here. For both sides are kind of playing hesitant here on the point. CSA did send a flag up first to capture it, so they will get it. The nice part about this mode, unlike Conquest, is that you aren't losing tickets when your opponent has the point, but you do have to retake it within 7 minutes, otherwise you're down a whole morale stage.
Hold loads and move up.
So, Union's got plenty of time to at least make that happen. Now you see the gold timer underneath the top. If that hits 0 and no one has the point capped, then what will happen is a new point will be chosen at random. But if a team is still capturing the point, or a team is decapping the flag, when that clock hits 0, the game will let that action finish out.
If they charge us, you don't want to get caught with that.
So Union's inching their way closer. Same with CSA. And this is fascinating. Union, they've got their artillery located over there. Meanwhile, CSA are on the exact opposite side of the field here. It looks flat, but it very much dips down towards the center here. So we'll see if fighting happens over there throughout the round. So Union's got to go eventually. I wonder what they're waiting on. I mean, they are kind of outflanking CSA in the woods a little bit.
They're getting close.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a big old booty. I'm not gonna lie, I got a big old fucking booty, man. I'm not gonna show
But it's fascinating. I mean, they're pushing up more and more on this side, trying to get around CSA. For them, they got a big old rock here that they
Right
can
over
use,
here, guys. Right to our east, too. You can
which
see 'em.
is good for them.
News is up here. Let's see. Move up, try to get up to these rocks if we can. Let's take these rocks so they don't get.
Follow the star.
And so they are going to keep inching closer. CSA could take advantage, try to charge them out, because only this group is pushing forward. The rest are kind of sitting back.
Why isn't anybody here?
Yo, Tennessee, where you at?
Here, everybody push it up, guys.
Let's go,
It's here.
Tennessee, move over.
So CSA putting a little pressure on.
Okay, charge them out from this road. There's very few of them. There's just a
Get
few
the
of
flag,
them.
get the flag, charge,
That
charge.
point is almost halfway
Never mind.
capped, and
Go,
Union has
charge,
not
charge.
pushed forward. Although more Union's starting to shift this way, so I like Union's approach. They're not going straight for the point. They're trying to wipe CSA, hit him on the side first before fully going in.
Brace, brace, brace.
Keep that flag back. Keep the flag back.
Brace, 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 brace.
Get the high ground, get the high ground. Get the high ground.
Get on, guys. Get on.
They're running, charge out.
So Union is starting to win this. You'll see teams a lot of the times dive bomb the point to decap it, which initially makes sense. But when you dive bomb the point, you're really focused on the point, and your opponent is focused on killing you. So with two different objectives, your opponent's going to get a lot of kills on you while you are just getting shot up trying to decap a point or capture it for that matter. So CSA kept their flags back, which partially makes sense for why Union was able to take that corner. CSA not getting the respawns immediately on their line. But you could argue it's smart for CSA to keep the flags back to make sure that they are alive.
Make sure your bayonets are on. First thing you should do is spread out. We're bumped up here. Holy shit.
I'm back.
So Union has taken this side. Meanwhile, on the other side, it looks like they're trying to do a similar thing, except trying to get into the cornfield or just on their side in general.
Space out, lads. That means 3 dot spaces. 3 dot spaces. 3 dot spaces. Hey, lads, aim low. Make sure you're aiming
Do not
low.
clump. Do not clump. Get on the line, so
Keep it spaced out. Keep it spaced out.
So Union trying to get... I don't know why they would position here. Like, they could go on these rocks if they want to. I get they don't want to be clumped up, but you would think they might want to go in the corn. The thing is, CSA has great shots on them, and CSA also has a little half-stone wall they can use for cover compared to the Union, who doesn't have that.
In front of us, spread out. If you want, you can spread more left, you can spread more right. Press hold. Gentlemen, have space.
So Union's got to charge in here at some point. Every second, they're losing time. Although if Union starts decapping when CSA is about to cap the point, I'm pretty sure the game will let you finish it out. Something like that happens too much.
Get on the line, boys. You can't be not clump. I know, I realize.
So CSA's kind of reacted well to this. Union's down on tickets too, which you can see the amount of bodies that are here. Also artillery. So now they're charging up. CSA is also kind of charging over there. Union actually went for the center as well, which is maybe why CSA charged the backside. Union flags are the first to go in and the first to die. Union is looking to get this decap. CSA is not really reacting on the point.
Sorry, boys, if I snap you, I'm lagging.
So Union miraculously get to decap here. CSA just kind of distracted because they charged the Union out there. Union also charged this way, so they're focused on that. And so Union gets a decap. They're still down about a fourth of a morale stage on tickets. But CSA looks like they're going to try to push Union out. But Union will hold. I mean, CSA a little disorganized at this point. Union has not started capping yet. Oh, there they go. So, nice little plays from Union. CSA, you would think if Union's going to spread out like that, CSA was clumped up. CSA would have played that a lot better, but I guess that's not the case. CSA trying to go in maybe a second time here. And so, and honestly, CSA seems to be making a little ground here. They stopped the cap.
Alright, pull it back,
So Union doesn't have it yet. Union's pulling off. CSA is going to be able to get the decap. So CSA will get it back, and they're up by a third of a stage now. So CSA is still in a great spot despite not fully winning that cap. So 4 minutes left on the goal timer. The game will let CSA finish it out once they cap this point, which I assume they're going to in a second. Which they've started the decap, you can tell, because you can either A, look at it, or look at the clock on top. You can see like a blue circle getting smaller. It's still there, but it's now gone. And when CSA raise the point, you'll see a red circle start growing from the center. Similar to how you can tell if a team captures the point or not in skirmish. So, both sides reforming. Neither side lost their flags, so they're able to keep the respawns going. Union is about to drop into engaged. So, Union's got to find some way to get tickets back. And they either got to win a point to do that, or they've just got to outplay Confederates.
Hey, come to the B. I want you to go to move
Confederates
up.
have really played a
Right here.
defensive round so far, and that just tells, because both sides start with even tickets, and when Union's trying to take a spot with even tickets, you're going to lose more while attacking. So.
A on me.
If it
20
says
FA on me.
Minnesota, shift left. If you're in Minnesota,
Prestige,
Massachusetts.
your
Flag,
song.
drop the fucking flag. Come on, guys, Prestige, go to your star. Minnesota A, we're moving left.
So Union trying to do a similar thing to what they were doing earlier because they were able to force a decap. Now you can maybe argue that Union trying to get a decap at this point would be a win, assuming they win the next point. But they have to decap the point after that gold timer hits 0. Because once they force that gold timer to 0, a new point will be chosen, and if Union doesn't think they can win this, they could dive bomb the point to prevent the CSA from hitting them down a whole morale stage.
Hey, flag, stay back.
Honestly, that
behind
might be the play for
the
Union
rock.
because they're having a rough time trying to take the position and hold it at least.
Alright, we're gonna say
It looked good for a moment when they actually started capping it, but CSA overtook them
See if we can push up or
relatively
not.
quickly.
We're going to try to push. We gotta go for a decap
Rambo,
again,
direct
so
east.
move up to the rocks. We're
Break your
gonna,
reloads, move up.
yeah, we're gonna do leap route from rock to rock, boys. Boys, move up to the next set of rocks, get up to that large set of rocks.
So CSA, unlike last time, keeping a couple guys near the point around these rocks.
Don't have any ammo in my gun.
Meanwhile, it looks like the whole Union team is organized and at least ready to go. You can see they're really trying to turn the flank. Got a fair amount of CSA over here to position in case Union goes in the open again, but because they've kind of spread out, it has allowed their flank to be a little weaker. And if Union moves quick, they could actually do something with this. However, it looks like CSA is going to be able to respond, and Gypsy is going to get his guys over here
Form line.
before the Union group can really make a huge effort on the point.
Wait, the left lines, the left side of the line fires down this line, and the right side fires to the right. We don't have reinforcement. We have to hold alone against. You know, they outnumber us.
Behind us.
It's friendlies, I think. Get the flag.
Hey, pick up the flag. Pick up the
So CSA, are they? They're just pushing up a little closer. They might charge. They're getting really close though. Union's gonna charge this out. Union hits engaged.
Spear wall.
It looks like all Union is charging here. Union being a little more hesitant on the top side. CSA hold that charge pretty well on the bottom side. Meanwhile, over here, CSA starting to countercharge this a little bit. But it never goes anywhere. So gold timer hits 0. If Union wants to get at least some victory out of this, they got to prevent CSA from taking the point. And Union is starting to make some ground. That's 2 CSA flags are down right now. One's been down for a minute.
Get these
Union
flags up.
flag down as well.
Get these flags up. Get these flags up. Press F on them. Come on, man.
And so there's no officers. There's an officer for CSA, so it looks like CSA is probably going to eventually hold. Meanwhile, Rusty Union's dive bombing the point. I mean, this is probably the best time they've got to get it after all these charges. This happened while both sides are trying to reform. CSA trying to prevent the decap or dive bomb. Union just needs to protect the guy on point. They definitely have enough guys to do it. I think this is the first time I'll see the first point not capped by either side. Or not fully captured by either side. So Union's down still by a third of a stage, roughly. But getting that decap is huge. Next point of contention is in the center of the map, so we'll get to see some artillery in this. But question's going to be who's going to get there first. Looks like Viceroy is just going to get to the point. He's probably going to be the first one to get there with his few guys. Red Pineapple's pushing through here. Getting some guys who are waiting behind, but Union's got one CSA flag down on this side. CSA is actually completely falling back away from the point. It looks like they want to reform before going in. They know they've got some time before they have to do anything. I mean, what are our numbers looking at? What's at 250 now, artillery-wise. Confederates have 18. Union has 12. So inbounds looking to be 6 to 8 guys infantry-wise in CSA's favor, which is not a whole lot by any means, especially on a larger server like this.
Jump off and let somebody else finish it.
So Union starting to cap.
Listen, yep, hop off, get out of his way so he can get out of there. Flatbear, get over there on the corner, over towards the corn. Try to hide yourself. They're gonna shell us. Get over there.
There it is.
Hey, just like that.
Let's stop the decap, or stop the cap. Rest of Union starting to move down here. We'll see how CSA wants to take this. And more interesting, we'll see how Union is going to try to defend and hold this point. So that's the thing, right? You see that artillery shot there and you're like, dang, that looked bad. It didn't. It killed a few guys, and these flags spawn everyone in back in 5 seconds. Or it spawns one person every 5 seconds, so... I mean, at most, those guys are going to be back in within 15 seconds. Artillery is not that crazy. Artillery is more of a shock and awe, makes everyone focus on the artillery instead of everything else, which is why it's really good in a support position. So Unions have the point, and they're pulling off, which is a little interesting. Some Unions still holding the stone wall, but if Union all pulls off, CSA can just run up to that stone wall, and Union's holding in the open. I don't understand the Union's position here. They are all backing off. Do they? I mean, they don't want to be surprised from CSA, but oh, there goes another artillery. But the issue here is that they let CSA just run up and take this half-stone wall. Maybe they're hoping the artillery can put pressure. Maybe they're just trying to find a way to get the tickets back. But I don't know why Union would let CSA take the half-stone wall. They're gonna get the decap.
Get this flag down, get this flag down.
Who knows if they'll even win on the ticket part. I mean, Union might charge in, though, to prevent them from decapping, although it's a little late now. And here, decap and run from CSA. So Union looks to countercharge. They're going to try to hold this. And Union is going to charge in. CSA getting out of dodge. CSA might have lost a flag here. They have. So CSA down one flag right now. That other one over there despawned or got picked up by someone. Looks like it was probably picked up by somebody. So Union's going to recap the point again.
Get over here. Get up the flag
Get the
on
flag
the pole.
up. Get on the pole, get on the pole.
Get the flag on the pole.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
Get away, get out of the way so you can see. Press F, there you go. Now jump off that flag and let somebody else do it. Press F again.
Press F again.
There you go. Yep. Jump off, get out of the way. There you go. Put the flag on here on the back right. Put the flag on the back right. There you go.
You boys are about to take an already shell to the face. You might want to spread out a little bit.
20th A, follow to the rear.
20th A is to the rear.
Stay out of the corner. Stay out of the corner with the flag. I do not want to see any flags in the corners.
Get the flags back.
So Union have retaken the point. 7-minute timer restarts. Union's holding a much better position, although they just need to have some guys holding on this side. They might get caught off guard from CSA, but at this point it kind of doesn't matter.
Oh shit, it's
Just
right
gotta
on
hold
us.
the
I'll
point.
I'll ram. Ram, I'm gonna go get one. This is good hair. He can shoot it from here, so let's go get a... ram it. Uh-oh. It's okay. He must have crashed.
Nice, nice. You should.
I'm gonna go grab you some canisters.
So
Yeah, canister now.
some Union are still. I don't know why they think that's a good idea to hold back there. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to engage in a melee and then lose that. I mean, tickets overall, they're maybe a little closer than before this point, but I maybe don't mind half the guys sitting on the stone wall and half sitting back. I mean, we'll see how it works. CSA still reforming here.
What you wanna do?
So, I mean, you still got a fair amount chugging it over. So, Union's going to have about 30-45 seconds here before CSA is at the minimum ready to go.
friendlies down there.
You're not gonna hit him. I'm so dead ass. What?
You gypsy. Fuck you, I can.
What's your full kits? Sure. Yeah, gentlemen, hold. We're waiting on the people to come from Maine. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna decap it, try to take out and start hitting every single part of their line.
So we'll see how CSA takes this. I'm guessing they're gonna go through the corn. That just really is the only way that makes sense to hit this point, at least from the CSA perspective. Union almost getting down. They're almost at taking losses. Still about a third of a morale stage difference right now. CSA still have that down flag on point.
I feel they're going to be pushing soon. I wish guys on this new line still try to keep it spaced out. They're starting to come through the corn. So you're going to enemy fire down that column south.
So Union kind of setting up a little half semicircle around the point. CSA still forming up. I mean, they got a good chunk of guys spawning in at Maine. Partially because that flag is down. So if a guy in that company with that flag dies, he's got to spawn back at Maine. And that causes some chaos here from CSA. So even if Union wins this point, which it's maybe seeming likely, they've got to at least win the next point. They still can't lose a point this game because they're down a significant amount of tickets from kills. So, which they fought pretty well so far, but they've got to pay it off with capping this point. Anyway, CSA gonna try to attempt a decap. I don't think they're gonna be able to push Union out entirely, but they might force a decap. Honestly, if they were just going for a decap, they should wait until the timer gets to like 7:15. Just because, or you should wait a little longer. Maybe. Anyway, CSA started the decap. They're getting in the corn. Union starting to push up a little bit. I don't know why Union's playing this game. They're trying. It seems Union's trying to catch up on tickets alone, and I don't know if this is going to do it, especially when Union's trickling in here, kind of rambling. Second time. Oh my goodness. Flame just went up and killed the guy decapping. That was a huge kill.
Don't let him decap.
Union went in way too late. CSA would have gotten that decap if it wasn't for that kill there. But Union pushed through. Maybe Union's strategy is to draw CSA in, shoot him down a bunch, and then countercharge and hold the point. Because when, as mentioned earlier, when teams dive bomb a point and don't focus on trying to wipe their opponent, it is disastrous for your side. Because you're focused on decapping and clumped around a tiny area while your opponent's just sitting there shooting at you. So Union taking losses. CSA still up by a little bit of tickets. They're very scattered. I think they got all their flags out. All but one. So very good plays there from Union, especially Flame there. So CSA's got one, maybe two more attempts at this. So a couple CSA guys are trickling up. Some get the flag and other flags down, but that gets picked up. I mean, that ticket gap is definitely closing in Union's favor. I mean, with how it's been going the past few minutes, that's not necessarily surprising. And those CSA rambles are certainly not helping CSA's cause. So a minute and a half left on the clock. So CSA's got one more attempt at this to get the decap. And then Union will have plenty of time to at least recap it. But, I mean, CSA is very spread out. A lot of guys on artillery. I mean, similar for Union, but there's more on CSA.
Alright, everybody on this line. 13 minutes left.
Here's the thing, CSA, they are just completely spread out right now. There's everybody everywhere. I don't know if an officer left or the communication's gone bad, but Union's acting as a team, CSA is not, and a lot of these out of lines are going to let Union catch right back up. So New point will be chosen at random. I don't think it's going to be either of the points we've seen so far. Other points on this map, we got one located over here. Is there one up here? Yep, there's one behind the CSA artillery. And then there is one up here. So, in a sense, this is kind of an even map. Kind of. But CSA is trekking a long way this way, which I don't know why they're doing this, because if they're trying to go all the way around and then come down this way, one, that's going to be too long. Union's going to get the point. Two, the remaining points are within my camera view here. So you're putting yourself really far away from the next point, and so I don't understand why they're going that way. At this point, you set yourself up for success. So where's the next point? It's up by CSA artillery. So Union's about to hit CSA into braking. Tickets overall are pretty even. Or sorry. If Union lose the next point, tickets will kind of be even overall. But CSA is still very scattered. They're gunning it back this way. I don't get why they moved out that way. That's poor situational awareness.
These are Abraham Lincoln's box.
Hey, go for the flag. Go for the flag.
So
right
Union kind of master. They got to move quick before the whole CSA team gets here and they're able to defend the point.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Which CSA is starting to get out of that corner and get some shots going.
Kill the Artie, get on Stonewall. Kill the Artie, get on Stonewall.
My name is back.
Get on the grandpa!
And so CSA trying to start a cap, but Union gets there in time. Meanwhile, CSA is kind of pouring in Sandler with Union. Everyone's just kind of gunning the point. A lot of guys are sitting back and shooting. Complete chaos on the field. CSA does finally go into braking.
Get the point.
CSA artillery's in the mix of this melee as well. Looks like CSA is starting to potentially win here. And here's the thing, right? You see that Union group on the top right side sitting and shooting. Maybe if they would have gone in, that could have maybe been the difference. But, I mean, a lot of CSA guys were sitting out too. So here comes next Union wave hitting us. One Union flag is down right now. A couple CSA guys are charging that Union company that's further in the distance up top. CSA dive bombing the flags, trying to wipe them. And it looks like CSA is going to get a huge wipe here and get 3 of 4 Union flags. Maybe get the 4th one, we'll see here. Looks like Arthur's going to pull out, so... Good little hold there from CSA. Very lucky for them that it was that point of all possible points on this map. Because CSA should win this point. And... if they can get Union down half a morale stage, they will be in a very great spot. Because if they get them down half a stage and then fully cap that point, Union will be in last stand. And at that point, it's going to be hard for you to come back. Union at this point, it's rough for them. Because they got to win this point. But the thing is that they have enough tickets to burn to at least bonsai this point a couple of times, because it's either Union plays this kind of passive and they lose the point and they go down a whole morale stage. At that point, CSA's up at least a half morale stage at you and you're probably in last stand. Or with the half a morale stage lead you have right now, you just bonsai in and hope for the best. I mean, if I were Union, I would be bonsaiing in. I mean, can we try to hear what the officers are saying back at Maine? They probably already figured something out. At least they're moving out together. That's something you want to see.
I think we're just gonna play tickets here. I think we're gonna. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I think we're gonna play that we have more tickets, so we're gonna try to keep a melee and constant death.
It's hard to say what he was
If we just suicide charge to get our flags up, that's a positive trade.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You got to charge in. You got to decap the point. You got to at least do it twice, maybe 3 times.
Corn, but honestly, I think we would have wiped the other CSA regiments with all 4 of us there, and then been able to turn around and reform. Hey, lads, spread this open part. Spread this.
So it's going to take another minute or so for Union to show up. Looks like CSA, they have a company or two over here. Looks like two companies over here on CSA right. You got a company in the center with the artillery, and then a company on the far left kind of skirmishing here. Looks like Union's just going to kind of go up this stone wall. It at least provides you protection from one of the sides. Well, we'll see what they do exactly.
And let's swap it to the right. Swap it to the right.
I mean, we could just make a play for our flags. I think we're just chilling. We get the flags up.
Remember, when we get up there, guys, those flags you need to get hands on the flags.
That's something I forgot about. With Union having those flags down, that it's going to make it hard for them to do stuff. So they got to get their flags back to at least be able to contest this point. But they've got tickets to burn, and so if I were Union, I'd burn them. So one Union company, looks like the whole Union team is going to push upward. CSA already moving in to try to collapse.
Spread out, independent fire, enemy UTC, independent fire, fire one.
Fire, independent fire, boys. Come on, boys, don't reload back here. Don't reload back here.
Make sure that flag doesn't get up there.
So Union going in, they've got one of the flags. They got two. Trying to get the third.
Get it and run. Get it and run. Run.
So Union, a successful rescue attempt. They're going to be able to get their flags back. This Union in the back are holding on the stone wall, getting in a shootout with CSA, who's shifting because you're not going to want to shoot out there regardless of how long it is. They shift up to the half stone wall that they have. Meanwhile, the remainder of Union retreating down for the moment while...
Oh, we're falling back. Come on, guys. We're falling back. We got to reorganize.
But they get their flags. Your Viceroy, they're going to fall back, reform. At this point, that kind of makes sense, but it's going to be very hard for Union to break through and get that cap. But you got the tickets, you might as well try. At this point, if you lose the point, you're going to hit last stand, and that's for sure going to be over for you. So you might as well charge. You might as well get aggressive. You might as well try to bring the CSA down the last stand with you, because at that point, that's the best chance you got.
Keep moving, guys. Don't try to stop and reload in this open field. We're right in the fucking middle of the open. Gotta get up to this flank.
I return.
So Union might be trying to go for the other side. Lucky for CSA, though, they're able to kind of go around this side. And they can see over the entire field, so any movement Union does, CSA is going to be able to respond. The thing is that Union, unless they go super far out and try to flank around like this, I mean, they've got like 2 minutes, 15 seconds until the point goes to CSA. The game will let you finish the action of decapping, but that person needs to stay alive. So Union has to go in within the next minute, or else they're not going to win this point. I don't think they're going to have enough time to push through a charge.
Spread out, boys. Spread out.
I mean, what are Union officers thinking here? Oh my goodness. You know, out of all the things I thought they were going to do, I did not think they were going to charge right through the open field, and they're charging very spread out as well. CSA should hold this. It's an attempt. Look how spread out they are. Aye, aye, aye. So Union hits down to breaking. Union is starting to get this decap going, which a lot of Union are charging on CSA left, which that side doesn't matter much. Maybe it's a distraction, but decap gets stopped for Union. CSA starting to overwhelm. CSA looks like they lost, I don't know, maybe an eighth of a morale stage in that charge. Union also lost a flag. which I'm kind of surprised. A little. I know it makes sense why they brought the flag up. Looks like they didn't bring the flags up over here, though, so they could respawn and get right back in the action. But you're not going to win that charge if you don't bring your flags up. Union wasn't necessarily looking to win, but at this point, you need to bring those flags up because you need to get the respawns in right away and actually win that charge so you could decap the point. Because that was the last chance you had. Because now Union is about to drop in the last stand.
Get on the point. Why are we running away? Get on the fucking point. We need a decap.
You're not going to get it. I mean, at this point, these deaths kind of don't matter. Because Union's going to hit last stand, and so they're all going to spawn back in. So if Union dies, they don't come back. Where's the next point? Honestly, Union might have a shot here. If they can contest this point and push CSA into last stand with them, maybe they got a shot at this. It ain't going to be easy, and it probably won't happen. But you never know, and that's why you always play until the end of the match.
Swap. Okay, canister. Okay.
So, Union falling back, CNC starting to go this way.
We're pushing them back, boys. Come on.
No charging, we will shoot them out. No charging, we will shoot them all out. Then charge. We are going to secure our victory.
Yeah, so you heard Gypsy there. It seems like CSA doesn't want to charge. They don't want to hit last stand themselves. I mean, Union's going to, in theory, be in a good defensive spot. And even if Union caps the point, which they're starting to, CSA's got 7 minutes to kind of bring them down before that flag takes in effect. Now, if CSA hits last stand, the cap will go 3/4 of the way, capped automatically. So CSA kind of needs to avoid hitting last stand while also just whittling away Union, which actually, yeah, so at this point, I don't know if the black timer hits 0. I don't know if the game lets you finish out capping a point. I mean, we might see. I doubt it. But Union needs to hit CSA in the last stand, and if they hold the point, they can cap it and win. So Union's got to play aggressive. CSA going to push up and try to take this corner. Union's there. Union should aggressively try to hold this. I don't know why they're staying back. Maybe they're just trying to avoid casualties because they got 1 life left, but Union's got to play aggressive and hit them the last stand. CSA getting completely shot up. A lot of guys crouching too, which are 3 times the amount of tickets lost per death. No officer or NCO here. Well, they are here, but they're not saying to stand up. You got CSA artillery rambling up the middle. They're throwing. So you got some more CSA up and over trying to go in. This is so risky. This is a tight match. Union just needs to hold. They're about to hit last stand. Once they hit last stand, Union's got to hold the point for a minute and a half. That is attainable. CSA, opposite of what they said, they're going to charge in. Every kill matters here. Everything matters. Union flags trying to get out. They don't matter. They need to distract for their friendly. CSA kind of wipe on that flank. 4 minutes left. How is CSA still not in last stand? I mean, how many Union is left? Oh, man. Good attempt there from Union. Very, very close. I mean, CSA somehow still not in last stand. What a good what a good game of contention. Yeah. Wow. Down to the wire, but Union unfortunately not able to take that. So, well done there to the CSA. That was a good one. Really well fought on both sides. Everyone was making good decisions. And so, with that all being said, Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links are in the description. Regardless of that, though, I appreciate you all, and we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.